Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells? How y'all doing today? Listen, let's dig a little bit deeper into what's going on with Kanye West. Now, if you guys don't remember, he put up a tweet that a lot of people thought was nonsensical. And I believe the tweet was something along the lines of, and this was to Josh Kushner. If you don't know, Josh Kushner is Jared Kushner's brother. Jared Kushner, of course, is married to Ivanka Trump. Ask Josh Kushner, what if I had 10% of Karlie Kloss's underwear line without you knowing? Karlie Kloss is Josh's wife, and you only had 5% without you knowing. Jared was holding Trump back. Ivanka is fired. And I said to myself, what wife would double cross her husband, especially because if you don't know it, Josh put a lot of money and effort into Karlie Kloss, the model, and his wife's businesses. Like, he poured his heart and he backed her because he believes in what she's doing. And I said, what wife would double cross and stab her husband in the back, especially when he's the reason for her success and he's the one that put the seed money in and he's the one that invested and does all the creativity stuff. And then I said, I know whose wife or ex-wife would, because one thing that was exposed in Kanye West's interview with Carlson Tucker, whatever his name is, with his Fox News interview, is the fact that Kim screwed him over. He literally let it known that Kim secretly gave Josh Kushner 10% of SKIMS and only allowed Kanye 5%, even though he was the person responsible for all the creative direction, all this and that. Y'all, listen, let's sit down into this video and break down how Kim once again played Kanye West. But at this point, Kanye, you sign up for it. This woman has played you, used you, and you know what? You are happy to be a pawn. You want to talk about where was everybody else when Kim kidnapped Chicago? To which I say, Ninja, where were you? Where were you when Kim did that? Oh, that's right. You were busy licking her boots because you believe in supremacy. You believe in supremacy, and it is coming to bite you back in the butt time and time again. See, here's the thing about life. We're about to get into the SKIMS thing and why it's just so hilarious that listen, if it was anyone else besides Kanye at this point, it would be sad, right? And it is sad. It was incredibly cold-blooded, heartless, but incredibly calculating. As we know, Kim was able to get into the Chinese market. Not going to get in political stuff, but it was a huge thing. And a lot of people said, are you that Trump's family, by her playing nice with Ivanka? He also pushed Ivanka stuff into China. Not going to get into that, but in the Fox interview, Kanye said that Kim literally took the company he created, he built, he poured everything in and chopped it up and started selling parts of the company at a lower price to build relationships. Now, here's the thing, right? Let's just put this out the way. Listen, what Kris Jenner did was smart business. This is everything with Kris. The things Kris Jenner does, very smart business. The only problem is it's against your own family members, right? Yeah, smart business when you're doing that to a stranger. Ooh, cutthroat. Yeah, you know. Don't send your babies onto a battlefield with trained killers, right? This is business, but not when your own family's involved. It was very savvy the way she took that tape, right, that Kim made and flipped it into $1 billion empire for her and for Kim. However, the fact that Kim's her daughter, it makes us sick, right? The fact that Kim literally had somebody, because businesses do it all the time, that created, that invested, that did all of that, and you only allowed them 5% of the company. That's all you would give them. No question. It wasn't even up for debate. You weren't entertaining. They were only going to get 5%, but yet you sell off 10% just to build relationships. How insulting, and what a slap in the face. And what's more, Kanye let it be known in that interview, he had no idea about it. He found out when he was at dinner with Josh, Jared, and Ivanka. He found out over dinner that people that did nothing to help the company and only took money owned double the percentage he does. And that's not even counting all the other people Kim sold the company off to. Because listen, Kim literally told Kanye, no, I only want to give you 5% and this is my baby. This is what Kanye led us to believe. And then she went and sold it under, right? And here's the thing, where it's like, you can't feel sorry for Kanye. You got finessed, and what did you do? You still are the creative director of SKIMS. You still build that company up. You just got on Good Morning America. And listen, you're not crazy. You're just shallow. Your ego gives you a lot of blind spots, and you keep literally burning everything down. Now, I have a theory that he's burning everything down. The video is dropping today. Kanye's having serious financial issues. You know me, Tattle Tells. I did some digging, and baby, I pulled up some receipts. This is my thesis. Kanye's having serious financial issues. They've actually been going on for a while. Part of the reason he was fighting to get out of that Adidas contract is because he wanted them to buy him out, because he is cash poor. He is cash poor. And now that we know he only owns 5% of SKIMS, now that we know that as much stuff that he was like talking big and bad with Adidas, the reason he wanted Adidas to buy him out of his contract is because he does not actually own the Yeezy name. He was hoping that Adidas would buy him out of his company so he could start a new company, Sleazy, and then open stores all around Atlanta. But as we see from Adidas saying that season 9 is not coming out at all, they own Yeezy to the point of they can be the only distributors, and he does not own 100% of the Yeezy name, from what he's led us to believe and what Adidas press releases have been said. Y'all can sit there and act like Kanye's a movement, he got all this money. Maybe, but where is it? Because season 9 Yeezy is not happening, and it's not because Kanye doesn't want it to happen. It's because Adidas said no, and they shut it down. He can't even sell anything right now. And those shirts that he sells, that he's talking about, I'm gonna put some up later on today. Let's see if he put those up, right? And if he does, let's see if Adidas don't hit him in a lawsuit. But let me get back to my point, right? Kanye's trash. But let me articulate this point better. Just hear me out on my thesis, right? Everybody thought that Kanye owned 50% of SKIMS. That's a lie. He owned 5%. He keeps dumping money back, not money, but creativity back into that. You know Kim screwed you over. You know, and you still got up on Good Morning America and say, oh, and not even that, you gave plenty of interviews to say you help Kim all the time. You do everything. Kim has given numerous interviews to talk about how you are the creative force and you are responsible for all this stuff. And you let your wife give you 5%, and then after you found out about it, you are still begging her back, running after her, saying you miss. The same bad deal he went into with Kim, because here's one thing I will say about Kanye. His life has pluralities, right? Is that the word? Where it's always analogous things going on. You said that you were experiencing racism and discrimination in your house. And what did you do? You propped him up, right? You led us to believe whatever the situation is, Uncle Ruckus, shucking and jiving, doing the thing, right? Kanye did turn into the real life Uncle Ruckus, even down to him being a little, he wants to sit there and talk about Gabriella's weight, I just want to say this. Do you know how we know that Kanye is on his meds right now? The weight gain. Anybody that knows that suffers from that knows that when you take them, you gain weight, not just from eating, but also from the inflammation that medication causes in your body. That's how we know you're on your meds, right? Because you're in the husky section of Yeezy, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to sit there and go after Gabriella and whatnot, let's just talk facts. But back to my point. You said you experienced all this stuff and you still wouldn't apologize. You dumped your creativity. You do everything you can. You beg to dress because you believe in supremacy. The same way you entered into a very bad deal with Adidas. Very bad deal. You, for all practical purposes, you do not own Yeezy. You cannot sell it when you want. Adidas is the one that says when you will or will not sell it. You blew up that contract, and now Adidas is the one putting a pause on the partnership, which means that they don't even have to buy you out of your contract. Not like they could have, right? But remember how You tried to either get them to buy you out. You said they were racist, this and that. And then you came back and said, all right, I have an offer, 20%. And you tried to do business with them. The fact that, okay, now let's look at Gap. You blew that partnership up with Gap. You were also hoping Gap would buy you out. Malibu, well, listen, I say all this to say, because I'm gonna put this in another video. I don't want to get in the weeds. Kanye keeps getting himself in bad deals. Kim exploited him. But you know what, Kanye? You like for Kim to exploit you. You line up for her to exploit you. It makes you feel good when she exploits you. It does. So now you're mad at Jared and you're mad at Josh, but you're not mad at Ivanka because Ivanka is Trump's favorite and you're not going to get mad at your boo-coo best friend, right? So again, you're creating the Ray J situation. You're mad at everybody else, but the person that screwed you over. In that situation, it's Kim. And now look, you're mad at everybody else, except for the person that's screwing you over now. And who's that? That's your ego. Your ego is screwing you over now. You've officially cut ties and burnt every bridge. Why? Because your money has been funny for a minute. You've overspent. You don't have the control you want. You don't know what's next. And I really honestly do think rather than just being like, yo, I'm down bad right now, but you know what? I'm about to get in the mud and you're going to see, right? So much of his fandom's my opinion. And so many people that follow him because it's like, oh, well, you say this and that, but that man got money. He a billionaire. To actually admit that his poor choices led him down a bad financial road, that takes away some of his mythos, right? He needs to be adored on a God-like level. So rather than it coming out that he got broke, he's now turning himself into a martyr, right? He's now turning himself into a martyr to say that he lost everything because he was standing up for what he believed in. You know the way those supremacists love to martyr themselves. They were on the Capitol buildings rubbing onions in their eyes so they could act like they were crying. They fake committing crimes on themselves just so they can have like this martyr complex, right? Now, Kanye is trying to do that. And this is the way I think he's figured out. Again, y'all can say Kanye's crazy. I see through his madness and I see what he's doing. And listen, if it works, whatever, but I see what you're doing. You are already you have impending financial collapse. You are very ashamed of that. You know, a lot of the reason people follow you and like you is because they think that you did everything that people told you not to, but you're still financially successful, right? And in the past, that model worked. But how Kim always told us, Kanye is famously bad with money. He takes big leaps. Sometimes he makes it, sometimes he falls. That's fine, right? That's every entrepreneur. That's every business owner, actually. The issue is now you're burning every single relationship and cozying up to the Tucker Carlsons of the world. Anyway, sorry. So now, right? You're in with the Tucker Carlsons. You know they love martyrdom. You know they love the fact of like BLM tears people's lives and I lost everything because I believed in God and my country and supremacy. You know they love that. So what's Kanye's new thing? Instead of just actually being a man and actually saying, yeah, I'm having big financial problems, you burn every relationship you have down to the ground so at least you can be idolized in the eyes of those people for sacrificing everything. When at the end of the day, you didn't sacrifice anything because everything was on the way down. Kanye, I see you for your works. Let's see if it works. It looks like Kanye is having buku money problems. It looks like he is going to use this as an out for why he loses everything. Not his bad decision making, not his crappy contracts, not his ego hubris and his lack of emotional control that makes it impossible for him to think logistically when it comes to business, right? Not creating a bomb skirt, but when it comes to thinking business, right? Again, keep an eye on this. I'll put a video out, but I think that's what's going on. And as much as Kanye wants to scream a thing, you are happy to be the patsy and the fool. The only thing is you're not happy to be a broke patsy and fool. Anyway, my little TisaTellss, let me know what you think in the comments and I will talk to you later. Bye.